Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Sage Valentine. Let's get down to this review of CBS's Celebrity Big Brother, Season 1, Episode 2. Here are my notes from watching the feeds and Big Brother After Dark for a little bit before I went to sleep. So, here goes. Omarosa and Keisha were chatting last night. They seemed to be on the same page. Keisha was doing Omarosa's hair. They say Mark needs to go. He's in cahoots with Shannon. This is what Keisha said. James and Shannon are talking. All of a sudden, Shannon starts playing victim. And honestly, at this stage of the game, despite the fact that the game is moving at a faster rate with a faster, quicker timeline, she's playing really, really hard. They both want to target Keisha, basically. James says that Mark is on his side. He claims that Mark is weak. I'm just like, yeah, right. Mark is anything but weak in my Ash versus Evil Dead. Buzzsaw just fell over. James to me is like a snake oil salesman, and Shannon's totally falling for everything that he's saying. Again, Shannon's trying to play victim. She claims that Omarosa and Keisha attacked her when they spoke to her or confronted her. I'm like, girl, bye. Ross wants to be in a Final Six deal. He wants James out during the double eviction. James is talking to Ross, and he says that he has a Final Four deal that includes Shannon, Ross, himself, and Mark. Now keep that in mind. Now, maybe like a couple minutes later, James was running around making deals with everyone else. And at one point, he completely omitted Mark from the deal. He honestly cannot be trusted in the game. Now, what he's doing is a good move for us viewers and for his gameplay to a point, but eventually it's going to come back and bite him in the butt. Ross is spying on everyone. At this point, he seems to have a good position in the game. The house is after Keisha, and I had an idea that they would be after her and Omarosa. Not so much Meta World Peace, but Keisha and Omarosa. We all know why they're after Omarosa. Keisha, I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't sure until I watched episode number 2. Randy was approached and asked if she thinks that Keisha and Chuck are in some sort of alliance. Randy's like, I don't think so. So pretty much, before I went to sleep, it appeared that the house was against Omarosa, Keisha, and Meta World Peace. They are all on the radar. I don't know about Meta World Peace and Keisha, but Omarosa, in my opinion, is going to be here for a long time. I'm not rooting for anybody at this point, but it seems to me that CBS and Big Brother are going to keep her on this show for a very, very long time. So, let's get down to this review. Now, this new power gift bag recast thing has everybody nervous. Everyone except for James. I shouldn't be surprised. The girls say that a guy has to go home. Ross is completely shook by this gift bag thing, and he says that now he has to suck up to 10 people instead of one person, meaning the HOH, because of this recast thing. Shannon is the one to look out for. The Girls Alliance is super happy about this twist at this point. They want to get the boys before the boys get the girls. It's a story that we have heard over the years, and eventually the Girls Alliance always ends up imploding or ending because one girl messes up. And as far as the feeds are concerned, Shannon is that girl. But if you don't have the feeds or you're unable to watch Big Brother After Dark, you will see what I'm talking about pretty soon. So the guys are pretty shook that the girls are hanging out together. I think the gift bag twist is pretty cool. The nominations have to be made on the spot once that recast is used. And once that happens, the gift bag twist is done. Shannon's worried about the twist. Marissa's worried about a guy getting the power. James thinks Meta World Peace doesn't care about the game. I'm like, dude, honestly, what is really going through Meta World Peace's head? I mean, I can understand everybody in that house is extremely homesick. They miss their families and such. Everybody says private things in the diary rooms. But part of me feels like this is a part of his strategy where he's going to act like he wants to go home. He's homesick, and then people feel sorry for him and won't send him home. I'm a little iffy. I'm with the house when they said on the feeds that he's a wild card. He definitely is. Now, Mark starts talking about floaters. I'm just like, dude, it's kind of early to be talking about floaters. He sees James and Shannon as the biggest threats, and he tells Shannon this, and I'm like, dude, she's the HOH. Like, be careful. Shannon wants to bring Ross in with the Girls Alliance. She wants to use him as a spy. She tells him what Mark says. Ross said he's down with this whole thing. Their group will be the girls and a gay or a gay. The strategy is to start with the big, strong guys and kick them out. James is super into himself. It has nothing to do with his gameplay, honestly, but he's coming across as a bit of a narcissist to the rest of the cast members. But he says that there are more girls in the house than guys. Chuck decides that maybe it's a good idea for the guys to socialize with the girls, and then the next thing you know, you see him getting a facial. You see Meta World Peace getting some fake nails put on his nails. All of a sudden, James starts talking about the guys being emasculated by the girls. I'm just like, it's all in fun. It's really not that serious. And he thinks that this whole gift bag thing might be good now. Omarosa and Shannon start talking. Omarosa says she's extremely loyal. She tries to appeal to Shannon. My personal opinion of Omarosa in regards to his game is just kind of, I don't know if being sweet and nice is a part of her gameplay or if this is who she really is. Because don't forget that she made a lot of money being the villain on The Apprentice that she was. And you can't forget about the fact that she worked for Donald Trump, and a lot of people thought that she was down with everything that he was talking about and doing or has done. So Keisha comes in the room, and Omarosa starts trying to compare her situation with the White House and Donald Trump with the Cosby situation involving Keisha. And I'm like, it's not the same thing, because Keisha Knight Pulliam never came out in support of him as far as I'm concerned. She mentioned something, if memory serves, about not witnessing anything that happened, but never did she say, "Ooh, I didn't think he did it." So it's not really the same thing. See, Omarosa was seen as supporting Donald Trump. It's a completely different thing. Shannon tries to talk to Chuck, and he messes up because he's not good at keeping secrets at all, or maybe this is a part of his strategy. And he basically reveals that there's a foursome alliance with the four boys. All of a sudden, James tells Shannon that he wants to be there. He wants to be in the game. He refuses to tell her that there's an alliance. I'm just like, you don't have to, because Chuck already said it. James says that Shannon is a strong player. In other words, she's a threat. And I'm like, dude, at this point, she's the HOH. Like, you kind of got to watch what you're saying. Shannon wanted James gone at this point, because as of the last time that I watched the feeds, Shannon was kind of campaigning to keep James. Meta tells Shannon that he misses his family. He wants to be nominated. And it is hard for these people, I can imagine, to be away from their families for, in regular Big Brother, like 3 months, or with Big Brother, like a month and a half. I don't know how long they're away from their family members. I'm just guessing about that part. But anyway, Shannon's just like, I'm not going to send you home. It's not a part of my plan. Now, Omarosa tells us that the thing about Big Brother is that you are forced to look into yourself. There's nobody there, no publicist, no people checking what you're saying. It's just kind of you and yourself. Ross tells us that he is working for us as a member of the press. I thought his little diary room scene was really funny. He's kind of acting like he's Oprah in a sense. Omarosa appears in that scene to be torn up about what happened when she was hired for the White House and how people treated her. And honestly, it's hard to tell if she is or isn't faking it, but those boo-hoo tears were pretty sad, I will say that. Ross says that Omarosa has been a delight in the house, but is it real? I don't know. We'll see in the next couple weeks. Omarosa felt like she was serving her country. She did not support the things that Donald Trump and his administration stood for. Her opinion of the administration comes across as scary and worrisome. And on a side note, I do believe that our current president more than likely has watched, is watching, or will start watching Big Brother, because they say that he watches a lot of television, mostly Fox News, but probably now that this whole clip came out with Omarosa talking about him, either he's watching it or he has the interns watching it. Somebody's paying attention to what she's saying. Just saying. So the idea with the girls is that Mark would be put up as a pawn, and they put up Meta World Peace because he wants to go. Omarosa said that James would come after the girls, so he should be nominated. Shannon wants to backdoor him, James, and in order to do so, she wants to talk to the guys to make sure they're on the same page and that they won't use their bags. Meaning they won't go into the diary room and just say, oh, I'm going to open my bag or whatever. So she asked Mark and Chuck not to open their bags. They seem to agree. She asked James, and it seems like he's down for it as well. But James is more worried about wearing a leotard than being HOH. I'm like, I'm not surprised. Keisha says that, you know what, they could put up Chuck and James instead of Mark and Meta, because Chuck and James are both physical threats, and they are. Keisha had the idea that Chuck should be nominated only if he opens up his gift bag. And lo and behold, he did it. And I was shaking my head like, now I get it. So that's why he got nominated. That's one reason. But he wasn't the only one to open up his bag, because the girls decided they all were going to open up theirs. Brandy did it. Omarosa did it. Ross, he might as well be considered one of the girls. He did it. Keisha did it. Ari did it. But the funniest part was that Melissa didn't do it. And I was like, I'm here with her as far as that decision is concerned. That was a good decision. She started talking about a propane tank, and I was cracking up, because there's really no risk in doing that by not opening up the bag, because it's not like Big Brother is going to reveal it at that point. I'm sure as the show goes on and people go in the diary rooms, certain things might be alluded to, but at that point I think I probably wouldn't have opened up my bag either. Chuck took a really big risk, and in the end it turns out that Keisha was the one who had the recast power, and she used it. Bye-bye gift bags twist. Big Brother put her on the spot, and she nominated James and Chuck. Honestly, if I had won that, I probably wouldn't have used it. I would have let Shannon do what she had to do. James and Chuck, in her opinion, I'm talking about Keisha, are the best in the house. They're the hardest to beat. And now, as I said before, the gift bag twist was over when she used it. Keisha said it was worth it. Chuck is pissed off, but he said he's going to win the veto. Shannon's happy because she doesn't get any blood on her hands. So yeah, our favorite saying is back. And James said he doesn't deserve to be on the block at all. And I'm just like, why are you playing Big Brother if you don't think that you should be on the block at least once? over the past few seasons, I believe the past 19 seasons of Big Brother, there have been players who have been able to skate by and not be nominated either until the very end or almost not at all. But James, eventually you're going to be nominated. So I don't understand. He's so narcissistic. Oh my goodness. Meta World Peace basically said, this means I'm coming for you girls, but he doesn't even know that the guys are targeting him. So anyway, guys, that's my review for episode 2. I will be reviewing episode 3, which is a double episode. It's like a 2-hour episode. I will definitely be doing that and have that up for you soon. I love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.